looking at my 1978 Fender Telecaster in the pretty rare Antigua finish, and this particular example is, I would say, like medium weight. It weighs around 3.4 kilograms, so it's not super heavy for being like a late 70s Tele. I've seen examples that weigh like close to 4 kilograms, so I would say this is a pretty good example. I got this guitar in 2017 from Oscar Guitars in Stockholm, Sweden, which at the time was called Jam, and I was actually working there, so I saw this instrument hang around for quite some time, and first I didn't really enjoy the finish at all. I thought it was pretty ugly, but then it kind of grew on me, and so I decided to plug it in one day, and I really liked the tone of it. And so I compared it to like newer, you know, straight from the factory Telecasters, and just it turned out that this guitar had it had a very like distinct tone, very like cutting, very bright, you know, spanky Teletone, like what you're looking for in the Telecaster pretty much. So I decided to buy it. And what I like about this guitar is honestly like the finish and just the sound of the guitar. So the finish, to start with, the people that don't like it call it puke burst, and the people that like it call it desert burst. And I think I'm more gravitating to calling it a desert burst, because I think it has that vibe. And I don't know, this look goes well with like a leather outfit. Like you can wear a leather jacket and some jeans and like look really cool on stage with this. So I think it's cool. So if we're gonna talk about the tone of this instrument, I think the main thing that makes this guitar special is that it came with 1 meg pots, which is a much higher value than what you would normally put in a Telecaster. And so you would usually put like a 250k potentiometer in here, but these are 1 meg, so those are like 4 times higher value. And some people assume that like Fender were, you know, cutting costs, so they bought like in bulk, and they bought like 1 meg pots, you know, they bought like thousands of them, like really cheap. I don't know why, but it gives us quite a different like tonal character here. So basically what happens is you end up with a brighter tone, and you also get like a totally different sweep on the volume and tone knob. So just to demonstrate, here's the neck pickup, and now I'm rolling off the volume like half. So it pretty much just becomes like thinner. So it seems like we're losing a lot of bass, and then there we go. But the main thing, I think, is the tone knob. So listen to this. If I start rolling off tone, there's not too much happening like at the first, you know, from 10 to 5. And then right at the end of the pot, it's like everything happens from 0 to 1. So it's almost like a click. And apparently this has to do with the value of the potentiometer, so it like opens up way faster, which can be cool. And you know, sometimes you want that wah effect to be really quick. But if you just want to roll off like some tone, it might not be ideal for you. So 0, then to like 2, and now we have like a bright sound. And from 2 to 10, it's like it adds some brightness. So let's check out some of the tones this guitar has to offer. So first we're gonna start with some clean sounds. I'm just going straight into my Fender Princeton reverb, not using any pedals. So this is the neck pickup. The middle position is kind of quacky. And here's the bridge. Bridge pickup. So a lot of people don't seem to enjoy the sound of a Tele neck pickup, but I think it's really great. And you know, you could use it for like great for this like Hendrix type rhythm stuff. And this middle position is like super quacky and it really cuts through the mix in a nice way, so it's great for this like Steve Cropper type rhythm stuff, like soul, you know, like clean soul rhythm parts, like. And the bridge pickup is just super twangy, so it's great for this, you know, Ennio Morricone or like twangy, like surf 60s. Just that type of playing the like lower strings and just twanging away down at the bridge works great. Alright, and now let's look at some lead tones. So I just switched on my RC booster, my Vemuram Janray. I also have some slap delay from the Starlight from Universal Audio, and also using a tiny bit of spring reverb from the Golden Reverb, also from Universal Audio. So here's the neck pickup with some drive. Very like direct, super cool tone. And here's the middle position. Here's the bridge. This bridge pickup with some drive is like seriously bright, so. It sounds super cool, I think. So just has that super twangy 60s thing. And like lead-wise, it just really cuts through, you know. Let's hear middle again. Also great for like bluesy lead stuff. And neck pickup. You also unlock some cool tones by, like, when you're on the neck pickup, you know, you play closer to the neck. So. And when you're on the bridge, you know, you can play. You'll get that super bright, punchy tone. I forgot to mention before that this guitar has actually been re-fretted, so it plays really well. And I also switched out the output jack. I don't know if you can see this, but I switched it out for one of these, way more reliable. So the original output jack was constantly like jumping out from the body. So I had it replaced with one of these that you like screw in. So it's way more like reliable on the stage, but I still have the original as well. Alright, so that wraps up this episode of Gear Stories, and I'm gonna sign you off by showing you a little solo I recorded. So this is studio footage from recording a solo with this guitar, and the song is called Tough on You by my old band called Julia and the Basement Tapes. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you soon. Take care.
And I'm not